What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Lawson's Finest Liquids, and they are out of Waitsfield, Vermont, and this is their Big Hoppy. So they're calling this one a Black IPA that comes in at 7.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review, and this can is just under 2 months old. And I'll give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Steven, for hooking me up with some big thanks to him for this beer in the description box. Post a link to the beer haul video I did that contains all the goodies Steven hooked me up with, and he hooked me up with 8 beers that he gave me in person as the 2022 Beer Tuber Palooza to take home. This is the first of the 8 I'll be reviewing. He only gave me 2 hop forward beers, which is awesome because I have so many hop forward beers, so I'm going to get them out of the way and then get to the rest of them over the next month or so. Anyway, I have seen this one locally, but I have not picked it up, and that's because, full disclosure, Black IPAs, not one of my favorite styles. So I'm actually happy that Steven sent this to me because I don't think I would have picked this up on my own. Black IPAs are just one of those styles where I've had a couple good ones. My favorite, probably of all time, is Wookie Jack from Firestone Walker. Fantastic beer. A Black IPA that isn't a Black IPA that I love is Victory's Storm King Imperial Stout, but that is definitely a Black IPA, or one of the hoppiest stouts, Imperial Stouts that I've ever had. So we'll see what this one's all about. They have a little spiel with tasting notes that I'll read at the end if I remember. But yeah, I'm hoping for a nice balanced beer here. Like I said, I've enjoyed some Black IPAs, that I've had, just not a style that I have ever will gravitate towards. Just, if I'm having like, a beer with, stout qualities to it, I kind of want stout qualities. I don't want a huge, hoppiness with it. But I know a lot of people love the style. It kind of went away a little bit over the past 5 years or so. You don't see as many Black IPAs anymore, but that is a gorgeous looking beer. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, on camera it's going to be pitch black. In person, very deep dark brown, because there's like a light brown kind of tinge here at the bottom, and you could tell this is not straight black. When I'm looking at it in the light, it just is like a really deep dark brown. Has about a 2 finger of a straight on. We'll say that is like a light brown looking head. Looks somewhat creamy, somewhat soap sudsy. There's a good creaminess to it, but there's also some bigger bubbles that remind me of soap. So anyway, let's get a nose. Oh, that actually smells nice. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of the roasty, toasty kind of qualities you should expect from Black IPA. There's caramel, there's dark chocolate, but it's like a sweeter dark chocolate, like a Hershey's dark chocolate. There's some nice roasted malt qualities, maybe a touch of molasses, coffee roast. Yeah, caramel, toffee, coffee, chocolate, roasted qualities. And then if there's anything the Black IPA is producing, this nice earthy, kind of dank kind of quality in the nose. Slight touch of like a darker stone fruit as well, like maybe like a cherry. Should I say it? I'm going to say it just because a little minty, maybe from the hops. Yeah, but it actually smells pretty good. Now, if I was doing this blind as a whodunit / mystery beer, I would think this is just somebody's Imperial Stout. That's what I would say right now based on the nose. I'd guess like 8% just going off the nose, but it smells pretty good. Let's get into it. Cheers to everybody. Thanks again, Steven. And also, this is at about 50, 52 degrees-ish, so maybe a little bit cooler, but I kept it in my regular fridge because of the hop, so I kind of wanted to hold up, and I grabbed it out of the fridge like about a half an hour beforehand. Anyway, cheers. Okay, so there's the hops, but here's the thing. While they're noticeable, they're actually mixing kind of well with the base. Because a lot of Black IPAs I've had in the past, you would get like a citrus kind of bitterness, like a grapefruit or something, or you'd get just like a tropical or stone fruit, or something that would be bright, and it didn't just mix well with what is basically essentially almost a stout, right? I think this is blending a little bit better than past Black IPAs, at least the majority. But I think this is a between medium and low full. So we'll say like higher side of medium, almost approaching low full. Really big at 7.5%, which is impressive. The mouthfeel, it's soft, it's smooth, it's creamy. There is a decent carbonation here, but man, it's so creamy on the back of the palate. Real nice creaminess. The taste, all those characteristics from the nose, they carry over. I'm getting more, though, maybe of a roasty quality throughout the palate. It's roasted, slightly charry. There's more of a bittering dark chocolate than a sweeter one like it was in the nose. I think it's a little bit less sweet than I was anticipating based on the nose. So that the malt quality is again more charry, more of a more of a charry kind of roasty quality. Coffee roast mixing in, bitter dark chocolate, a little bit of caramel and toffee. That's right at the forefront. Passes through a little bit of that smidge, a touch of like a black cherry. And then on the back of the palate where the hops kind of come in and ransack the entire palate, just, they take over the tongue. It's earthy, it's floral, it's dank. There's a big resinous kind of pine quality left on the back of the palate. This is moderately to a touch over moderately bitter, semi-dry, but more bitter than dry. And it's a little bit unbalanced after I've had, 3 or 4 sips. So I can see why this is a black IPA as opposed to, a stout or a borderline imperial stout. Do I like it? Yeah, it's enjoyable. Again, I said that you'll never catch me, specifically looking out and seeking out black IPAs, but I've had good ones in the past and I've enjoyed them. It's not one of those styles that I really seek out myself. That said, this is actually pretty fucking good for the style. So we're going to do 2 different ratings for this one, just to be fair. I rarely do this, but I feel like I have to in this review. Oh yeah, 7.5%. A little bit of warming in the chest, nothing really on the palate. I like it. So this leans better. It's more of your old school, resinous pine, dank, floral, earthy qualities. Not really, bright with the fruit. But I think this is well made. So I would say for a black IPA, 7.5% black IPA, if I'm being honest here, I'd have no problems giving Big Hoppy from Lawson's Finest. I would honestly give this like a 4 or 5. Like really, this is a great black IPA. It's one of the better ones I've had probably in the past 5 years for the first time ever. Because like when I've had Wookiee Jack, I don't know when the last time I had Wookiee Jack. But personal preference, I'm going to actually give this a high 4 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.05 out of 5. That's a pretty good score. That's what I'm saying. I think stylistically this is really good. But personal preference, obviously not as good. But a 4.05 out of this, really fucking good. Just to keep it honest again, Wookiee Jack from First & Walker is like a 4.2 for me. Like that's the highest I typically go with black IPAs because they're, again, not my favorite style. The side of the can says, this dark and devious brew reflects a resinous and sticky infusion of intense bitterness, yes. Big roasted barley flavors, yes. And powerful dank aromas. Not as much dank. I'm going to look, I guess, I would say more like a piney kind of thing. Excuse me, more of a piney floral aroma, but whatever. Made with huge additions of 5 hop varieties and 7 malts to create a bold flavor profile. I think you did a pretty good job, Lawson. Price availability, I don't know. I did say I saw this one locally, but I don't remember. I would say this is probably $16 to $18 a 4-pack, something in that realm. You're talking $4 to $4.50 a can. Or 4 to 4.50 a can. That'd be fine. I mean, it's 7.5% black IPA. It's not a big deal. I'd much prefer to see this in the $16 range. And availability, Lawson's gets distro to a bunch of different states. We get them here in Western New York. If you're in the Northeast, you probably should see their stuff. But I'm glad that Steven sent this one my way. Like I said, because I wouldn't have picked this up otherwise. I just wouldn't have. So it's fun to try. I'm going to drink the rest of this and enjoy it. Maybe I'll seek out a couple black IPAs here and there just to see if there's one that kind of blows me away. I would love to drink Wookiee Jack again. I don't remember the last time they've released that Firestone Walker, but maybe at some point I'm wearing the Firestone Walker shirt, so come on, Firestone Walker. If they have, I apologize. I just haven't seen it. Maybe it's in one of those like mix packs they do. But anyway, huge thanks to Steven for this beer. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.